It's sort of a culmination of everything you've done the past 4 years, all in one day.
I truly feel as though I am a mosaic of all of the mentors and people who have influenced me on this journey.
For me, for law school, it almost didn't happen.
I think ever since I was a child, I had this kind of American dream of being in the US, having this real college experience.
This was like one of the happiest moments of my life. So I'm just really excited to see where saying yes so many times will lead me.
I gave birth to a set of triplets. Law school has taken a lot. I've been away from them more than I have in any other point of their life.
I think I had to grow up really quickly. I knew that I am following my dream, but they're staying here in the war.
We didn't have a whole lot in the way of financial resources or educational resources. I had a lot of love and a lot of guidance. You find a way or you make one.
Congratulations, son. We are so proud of you. I remember when you came to me and told me you wanted to take a break. And you laid out your goals and you stayed focused. And then you came back to me and told me you had to decide which school you was gonna grace your presence with. Go Georgetown.
As you step into this next chapter, remember, leadership is not all about standing in the front. It's about lifting others up. Just like your Psalm 1 proverb, "Ole ala al pule, ole tautua." The path to leadership is through service.
I can't believe how fast the last 22 years have gone. And now you're graduating from Georgetown with the opportunity to pursue your dream in the NFL.
Wow. Mom has made it. Sire, this day is a big day for all of us. Madam Juris Doctor, we are so happy for you.
Congratulations, Chloe. Words absolutely cannot express how proud I am of you and all of the hard work and effort that you have put in to get to this point.
Ми тобою дуже пишаємося. І в наступному бажаємо тобі, щоб всі твої мрії здійснилися.
Пишаємось тобою і дуже сумуємо.
We've loved watching you pour all of your energy into everything that you do, and you make the world a better place for it.
And it's no surprise that you chose a career where you were going to do something for the good of others, like medicine.
I am astonished at your moral compass. I'm astonished at your work ethic.
Very proud of you and your achievements that you've done at Georgetown. You've really embraced it.
As we step into this next chapter, it's Wednesday Day. I'm so proud of you, and I'm proud to be a twin, no matter what.
There was nothing you couldn't accomplish once you put your mind to it. And through it all, you've stayed genuine, humble, and kind.
My mom's my rock. She's the reason I am the man I am today.
Mama, you've made us proud. I know you are born to be great and do great things.
To hear them say that I'm making them proud.
Sayo, you did it! Look at you, you're getting your JD. I am so incredibly proud of you.
You know, some people shape moments and some people shape who you become, right? You have done that for me and many people at Georgetown.
Of just an abundance of love for my family and friends along the way. That really encouraged me to try to share that with other people, hopefully with my patients.
We could not be more proud. You have taken advantage of everything Georgetown had to offer.
Which also means your journey here at Georgetown has brought honor to our Anoa'i family.
Never doubt the power of an Anoa'i who believes in themselves.
This is your world, so go be great and leave your full handprint on the world.
I had people behind me telling me that the world is mine and that I can do anything that I want to do. So that's fuel for greatness.
While this is the end, it's the beginning of something great.
Because you found your space and you claimed it. And what I want you to take with you is that your resilience is unmatched and you belong in every space that you enter. And as you exit, you make sure that you leave behind the positive that you want them to remember you by.
Please be seated. And so to you, our honored guests, graduates, parents, grandparents, families, spouses, significant others, staff, faculty, welcome to the graduation of Georgetown University School of Medicine. My name is Dr. Norman Beauchamp, and it's my great joy and privilege to serve as Executive Dean of our beloved School of Medicine. Today we celebrate not only achievement, but a calling, one rooted in science, compassion, discovery, and service to humanity. We celebrate that in a world where people struggle more than is right or just to access health, you all stepped forward and said, I can help. I must help, and I'm willing to work tirelessly to be prepared to do so. For that, we honor you today. During this afternoon ceremony, our guests will be invited to stand. Please participate in the way that's most accessible to you. So with that, please stand for the national anthem, which will be led by the Commonwealth Brass Band and our volunteer singers from the graduating class. Please remain standing for the invocation given by Dr. Princey Kumar, Professor of Medicine and Microbiology, Chief of the Division of Infectious Disease and Vice Dean for Student Affairs, which will follow the national anthem.
God of all blessings, shine your light and send your spirit upon us as we gather to celebrate the graduation of these daughters and sons of Georgetown. Bless these talented women and men whose intellectual curiosity and desire to serve the sick brought them here to us. As you have blessed them with abundant knowledge, bestow upon them now your guiding wisdom such that their knowledge and their skills will bring healing and comfort to all whom they touch. Bless the parents, spouses, partners, teachers, and staff of our students and all who have helped them become the future hope of medicine. Bless the sick and the needy, whose lives will be touched and whose burdens will be lightened by the knowledge and compassion of these dedicated young physicians. May they always feel your presence in their lives, especially when their work days are long and their nights are filled with doubt as to whether they have actually given their very best. We ask all of these things in your most holy name. Amen. Amen. Please be seated. It is my pleasure to invite Dr. Anna Riegel, Vice President for Research and Vice Dean for Biomedical Graduate Education, to the stage.
Thank you, Dean Kumar. Our founder, the Most Reverend John Carroll, the first Archbishop of Baltimore and the first Catholic bishop in the United States, took legal possession of land on our hilltop in 1789, and we mark that as our founding date. Our first student, the future North Carolina Congressman William Gaston, arrived in 1791, though our first bachelor's degrees were not awarded until 1817. It was in 1815 that, with enrollments passing the 100 mark, the college's president, Father John Grassi of the Society of Jesus, asked then Congressman Gaston to present a petition for a federal charter, a document that still today sanctions the academic business we do here. Georgetown's charter, the first federal charter in history of the Republic, has the additional distinction of having been signed by President James Madison, the father of the United States Constitution, and it is our custom to initiate academic ceremonies with the reading of that charter. To discharge that office, I am pleased to introduce Ms. Mary Matson, the Secretary of the University.
An act concerning the College of Georgetown in the District of Columbia. Be it enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America in Congress assembled, that it shall and may be lawful for such persons as now are or from time to time may be the president and directors of the College of Georgetown within the District of Columbia, to admit any of the students belonging to said college or other persons meriting academical honors to any degree in the faculties, arts, sciences, and liberal professions to which persons are usually admitted in other colleges and universities of the United States, and to issue in an appropriate form the diplomas or certificates which may be requisite to testify to the admission of such degree. Signed, Langdon Chivas, Speaker of the House of Representatives, John Gaillard, President pro tempore of the Senate. Approved March 1st, 1815, James Madison, President of the United States.
It is now my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, and honorary degree recipient. At Georgetown, we aspire to form physicians and scientists who advance excellence in medicine while never losing sight of the human person. Dr. Carlos Pellegrini's life and career beautifully reflect that ideal. Dr. Pellegrini grew up in a farming village of roughly 400 people in the province of Santa Fe, Argentina, where his parents were the only two physicians for the surrounding countryside. His father made house calls each evening, dispensing antibiotics and insulin to farmhands and landowners, never turning anyone away who needed care. Payment, when it came, might be eggs, a chicken, produce from a patient's garden. His patient's example as doctors, bound to their community by trust, would shape Dr. Pellegrini's entire perspective on the practice of medicine. After earning his medical degree with honors and completing surgical training at the Universidad Nacional de Rosario, Dr. Pellegrini intended to remain in Argentina to practice. Yet in 1975, with the country's political situation making it impossible to stay, he left for the United States, a country already familiar to him from a year spent in high school in Michigan. He went to the University of Chicago, where he completed a fellowship in esophageal physiology and surgery, followed by a surgical residency, finishing in 1979 with his American board certification. Despite having to repeat his training in the United States, he did not experience these years as a setback, but rather embraced them as an opportunity to learn new skills and to deepen existing ones. He then joined the faculty at the University of California, San Francisco, where he remained until 1993, where he subsequently moved to the University of Washington in Seattle to become the chair of the Department of Surgery. During his 23 years in this role, he sought to transform not just what surgeons learned, but the type of practitioners they would become. He expanded opportunities for women and for men that were from underrepresented backgrounds and in a field that had largely excluded them, and made the mental and physical health of residents a priority by driving a reduction in their work hours and making sure every trainee had the support that they needed. Over his career, Dr. Pellegrini was recognized as a true pioneer of minimally invasive gastrointestinal surgery through the use of video endoscopy for esophageal disease. In 2015, he was appointed the first chief medical officer at University of Washington Medicine and as a vice president for medical affairs, a position he held until 2018. Dr. Pellegrini served as the president of the American College of Surgeons, as the president of the American Surgical Association, and as chair of the board of the Joint Commission. He was invested as a Knight of the French Legion of Honor and has published more than 400 peer-reviewed articles, chapters, editorials, and books. After retiring, which he really wasn't able to do successfully, he completed executive coaching certification through Seattle Coach and the International Coach Federation, and now works with healthcare leaders on leadership development across the nation and the world. For Dr. Pellegrini, it's essential that doctors not only avoid burnout, but they have a sense of flourishing, a sense of practicing a profession that is truly great. I would now like to invite Interim President Groves and honorary degree recipient Dr. Carlos Pellegrini to the center stage. Dr. Megha Shah Fitzpatrick, Associate Dean for Career Development and Residency Advising, will read the honorary degree citation. Dr. Fitzpatrick.
Today, Georgetown University recognizes a surgeon and teacher who has spent a lifetime asking one question: what does it mean to form a physician worthy of the patient's trust? Dr. Carlos Pellegrini has written that the path to joy in medicine runs through gratitude, engagement, and the refusal to treat patients as objects. He has embodied this conviction in the operating room, the classroom, and every institution he has led. He has been lauded for his efforts to humanize surgical training in America, insisting that surgeons be trained as more than just excellent technicians. He believes that a single person acting in good faith can improve the systems around them. That Jesuit instinct, cura personalis, care for the whole person, whether patient, student, or colleague, has guided his career. In recognition of his pioneering contributions to minimally invasive surgery, his transformation of surgical education and graduate medical training, and his lifelong insistence that medicine is a human art above all else, Georgetown University, with admiration, bestows upon Dr. Carlos A. Pellegrini the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Congress of the United States and the Board of Directors of Georgetown University, I officially, upon Dr. Carlos Pellegrini, award the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa. And now it is my great pleasure to present to you Georgetown's newest alumnus, Dr. Pellegrini, who will deliver the commencement address.
Is your speech up here? Yes. Yeah, it's here, right here. Well, that was quite something, and relatively unexpected that they would say so many good things about me. So, thank you. I guess we are graduating together. So, let me first start by thanking President Groves, Dean Beauchamp, and the faculty of Georgetown University for this wonderful honor that they have bestowed on me. I'm truly appreciative and full of gratitude for that. And now to the graduates of the 2026 Georgetown University School of Medicine. Congratulations to you. Let's start with giving yourselves and me a round of applause. How is that? Congratulations on reaching this landmark achievement of your professional lives. You know, this is a time whether you are a PhD, and incidentally, PhDs and MDs are graduating at the same time, having this celebration for the first time in Georgetown University, which is another way that we are celebrating today as a very special day. But whatever it is that you have achieved right now, this is a moment that I promise will live in your life forever. You know, every time I think of my own graduation, which happened a little bit over 50 years ago, I still get goosebumps. And now with these goosebumps from this graduation, I feel almost like a goose. Anyways, let us also realize, as I see here with a number of people that are in the audience, that none of us make this trip alone. We have those who have helped us, whether it's parents or siblings or friends or significant others, So I'm going to ask the graduates to just turn around for 1 second and see the number of people that are here celebrating with you and sharing this moment of celebration, and give them a round of applause for the help that they have had. And now to the graduates of the 2026 class. You know, I have a confession to make. Every moment since I received the call from Dean Beauchamp that he wanted me to give this commencement address, I've been thinking, what would be the best way to spend the few minutes that we have together today? What can I give you at this critical moment of your lives that you can use right away, put it in use right away to help yourselves? And I decided that I would make it relatively simple and with one single focus. And that single focus is, I can tell you today a little bit about how to take care of yourselves, how to make sure that throughout your professional lives, you keep experiencing the same joy, the same sense of accomplishment, the same happiness that you're experiencing today. And I start by telling you that is possible, okay? So I think that it is a very important moment for all of us to turn ourselves and to say, let's see how we can take care of ourselves better. Now, some of you, I am sure, may feel that thinking about yourselves is selfish. So let me add another confession. I used to think the same thing. And in fact, as a surgeon, I made my only focus of my attention the needs of the patients that was in front of me, whether it was in the clinic or whether it was in the operating room. My own personal needs took a back seat and were of no concern to me until I started to feel more tired, less interested in what I was doing, and I realized that my emotional depletion was not just an inconvenience. It shaped my attention, my listening, my memory. My moral distress did not end when I finished an operation. In fact, it accumulated silently, case by case, and I realized that I had to change. I came to that realization when I figured out that I, and I would say we, cannot give others, our patients, our work, everybody else, something that we do not have. And that part of my duty as a physician was to preserve the human capital, and you are part of that human capital today, that will in turn take care of others. So if you view it that way, your well-being is a key to our medical and scientific workforce to engender the knowledge through academia, industry, policy, and patient care. So let me give you 2 additional reasons why I chose this topic of your well-being for my commencement address. The first is that as you graduate today, you are entering the workforce of our nation, a workforce that, at least in the medical side, is experiencing very high levels of burnout, depression, and dissatisfaction. In part, I believe this is the result of our culture, a culture that glorifies hustle, a culture that glorifies grit, a culture that has made productivity a moral virtue and well-being a retreat from professionalism. I think this has set up the current crisis, and the good news is that a crisis provides a fertile ground for change. So let us together seize this moment to refocus our attention on the importance of your well-being as one of the things that we carry out as you live here today. The second reason to pick this topic is that I was studying the philosophy of cura personalis, commonly translated as the care for the whole person, under which you have been brought up at Georgetown University School of Medicine. You know, the practical application of this philosophy, as I learned, goes beyond clinical care to encompass ethical, spiritual, intellectual, social, and community-oriented dimensions of being a physician or a scientist. We apply this naturally every day to our patients and to our work. We consider their physiology, their nutrition, their vulnerability, their reserve. What we are less commonly aware of is that when we go to work, we bring our physiology, our judgment, our vulnerability into the room as well. As you begin your careers today, you will be taught time and again that you should pay attention primarily to the needs of your patients and the needs of society. As a surgeon, my experience has taught me that cura personalis does not end with the person on the table. The whole person on the table depends on the whole person standing by the table. Therefore, your self-care is not ancillary to cura personalis. I view it as a logical extension of it. Because when you are exhausted, if you are ever fragmented, if you are ever morally injured, the patient will never receive the whole care. You will not be able to do it no matter how you try. So now that I have explained to you the why for the choice, let me give you a few little tools on the how. How do you achieve that? How can you preserve the sense of happiness, joy, and accomplishment that you are experiencing today? What is, in fact, the secret to human well-being? Well, 2 years ago, Robert Waldinger published a book called A Good Life. The book's findings are grounded in one of the longest and most comprehensive prospective studies in psychology and human development, the so-called Harvard Study of Adult Development. This study has followed multiple generations of participants from 1938 until now. They found that good relationships are the foundational predictor of a good life. Across decades of data, the strongest and most consistent predictor of long-term happiness, health, and longevity is the ability to establish close relationships. Not your wealth, not your fame, not your personal status or your personal achievement. So this is my invitation to all of you to focus on establishing the strongest possible human connections with those that you will be working with either at the lab or in the clinic. And it is not only the quantity of those human connections, but the depth and the warmth of those relationships that really matter. Those social bonds will help protect your body and your mind against the difficulties that life may bring your way. And it is never late to restore a broken relationship. It is never late to seek out, to build community. They can all bring you some well-being. So what are some of the elements, if we agree that human connections is such an important part of preserving your ability to give service to humanity, what are the things that can enhance those connections? The first, and not surprising, is your intentional seeking those human connections, approaching those who surround you, asking questions, seeking to understand what is important to them, what moves them in their lives. Be the one that is there when they need you. Be willing to listen when they discuss their problems. Be the one that provides that unique word of encouragement when somebody is about to give up. Show them that they exist for you, that you see them, that they belong. Celebrate their accomplishments, no matter how small they may seem. You know, I grew up in a in a Latin culture, in Argentina, in a country where we find almost any reason to have a celebration for anything that has happened to somebody that we love. And that is such a wonderful thing to do. Whether it's a barbecue or a phone call or reaching out to somebody and saying, I'm so proud of you, that is so important to establish that initial human connection. Now, I can attest to you, as my wife has seen me many times on the elevator talk to a stranger, that sometimes that is awkward. Sometimes people will look at you like saying, what's this clown doing here? Don't let that put you off. You know, keep trying, keep doing it. Some of the best friends that I have had have come from those 1-minute conversations that I have. So somebody will click with you someday and you will make a friend for life. So the first one then is seeking those connections despite the awkwardness of it. The second way to enhance those connections is authenticity. Authenticity is nothing but the outward expression of your moral values. It's how you behave in relationship to what you believe. You are authentic when there's congruence between your values and your actions. So my advice to you is allow others a window into your soul. Allow others to see those values that you keep hidden. Respect their values. Show them that you care. Make them feel that they matter. Help them feel listened to. And speaking of listening, it's never too late to learn how to be a good listener. You know, most of us listen when somebody else is telling us something or having an argument, and we are unconsciously preparing an answer for that we're listening. A good listener is somebody that explores further the argument that is being given, rather than expressing their own thoughts. Learn that, keep trying that, and remember, there must have been a good reason why God gave us 2 ears and just 1 mouth. Which brings me to curiosity. Curiosity is always an expression of humbleness, and humbleness is a great constituent of the platform of human connection. Why? Because curiosity takes us away from judgment, and we are so good at judgment. You know, unfortunately, our brains are wired towards judgment. When we hear something, when we see something, when we feel something, there's a primitive portion of our brain that assigns a value to it. This is good, this is bad, and so on. Train yourselves to go deeper into the conversation using that curiosity that I told you about to find more about what's being said rather than automatically assigning a value to it. An additional feature that will enhance these abilities that we're talking about is the practice of gratitude. You know, I spend every evening a few minutes just simply trying to concentrate on what am I grateful for what happens to me today. It could be something that happened in my practice. It could be something that happened because it happened. It could be something in my personal life. This practice allows me to relive those moments of joy and somehow experience the joy again. But an additional benefit of turning into gratitude, let the plane pass first, is that gratitude immediately leads to appreciation. And I think this is what I call the hidden value of gratitude. The dictionary defines appreciation as the act of recognizing the best in people and the world around us, affirming past strength and future potentials. And yet, most of us, if you think about it, spend our time focusing on what is missing, what is broken, what is not right, consistent with what psychology calls a negative bias. My suggestion is that you train yourselves, as I have done, so it's possible, to spend your energy recognizing the gifts that life brings your way rather than the negatives. So let's look for the good. Let's call it out. Let's celebrate it. Because when we lead with appreciation, we enhance the well-being of our own and those who are around you, and that creates a ripple effect through the entire organization. When we foster environments where people feel seen, valued, and empowered to bring the best of themselves forward, we build stronger teams, we build stronger connections, and more resilient communities. Now, as these relationships mature, there are two more things that I want to leave you with today. And then I promise to stop and end and let you get your degrees, which I know is what you're waiting for. The first thing that can alter, ruin, put a dump on that relationship that we're trying to build with others is what I call reaction versus response. So let me elaborate a little bit. A reaction is that movement that you do when you hear a big sound around you. It's a behavior, a movement, something that you have done as a consequence of the stimulus that you got without thinking. You don't think I'm going to run, you just run, right? A response is when you hear the same thing and you allow a little moment of thinking, what could that be? Oh no, that is a noise from the kitchen. I shouldn't be scared about that. So the response includes a little bit more of brain work when your intellect analyzes the reason for the stimulus, names the stimulus, recognizes as a non-threat, and moves away. And why I say that in terms of the relationships is because I have observed time and again reactions rather than responses. When somebody says something, when somebody is giving an argument why a certain medication should be used or not used or whatnot, and somebody reacts rather than thinking, how can I respond with something that I would be proud of? You know, Viktor Frankl, a very famous psychologist from Hungary that went into prison and spent a lot of time in a camp, wrote a very nice book about the value of human beings, but in particular about the value of the pause between the stimulus that you get and your response to it, the ability to respond with smart thinking about the stimulus that you got. This is what today we call emotional intelligence. The second and last element that I think plays a role in these relationships is what I call feeling responsible for most of what happens to you. Now, I recognize that some things will happen to you, to me, to everybody that we don't have any control on. But if you tend to feel responsible for most of what happens to you, you are going to be experiencing the difference between being a victim of the circumstances and being somebody that has some form of agency, and you will have plenty as physicians or scientists to change things. Exercise that agency. You know, you can say to me that you don't control the rain, and if you step out today and it starts raining, you're going to get wet. And I will say to you, if you feel responsible for most of what happens to you, you will run back to the tent and avoid getting wet. That is the difference between feeling responsible or not. And how do you practice that in your lives? If you're a scientist in your laboratories, if you're an MD in your hospital, engage with the hospital. Use that agency that you have to change things. Be seen as the person who fuels change. Be seen as an agent of change. So graduates of the class of 2026, in our short time together, I have chosen to focus on your well-being, trying to show you how your needs are in fact, in my opinion, an extension of cura personalis, and how the connection with those who surround you can help you encounter joy while enhancing their own, fostering a culture where everyone is seen and recognized. I leave you with a thought from Jonathan Sacks, who in his best-known book entitled Morality capture the essence of what I wanted to leave you today with. He said, and I quote, "Love your neighbor, love the stranger, hear the cry of the otherwise unheard, care for the dignity of all. Let those who have more than they need share their blessings with those who have less. And do those things because, being human, we are bound by a covenant of human solidarity, whatever our color, culture, class, or creed." My friends, my colleagues, graduating class of 2026, my best wishes for you as you start this noble profession that brought you here. Hoya Saxa.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pellegrini. Thank you for those deeply moving and wise reflections. Today you remind us that medicine is more than a profession. It's a moral activity rooted in human relationships, trust, purpose. In a time when so much in healthcare can pull us towards speed, distance, and transaction, you call us back to something essential. The meaning in this work is found in human connection, in gratitude, in curiosity, and in service, and in caring for the whole person, including ourselves and one another. Thank you for reminding us not only how to practice medicine, but how to flourish in its practice. We are so honored to now claim you as one of ours. Can we hear it one more time for Dr. Pellegrini? We now turn to honor the class of 2026. Awesome, right? This class is the 174th medical school class to graduate from the Georgetown University School of Medicine. 174th. Right. In addition to seeking to inspire, I'm seeking to help you cool your neighbor by clapping, so I'll keep doing that. It's a joke. This year also marks a really important moment in the history of our school. For the first time, our medical students will be joined in this ceremony by colleagues who have completed their biomedical PhD training. Incredible. Let's hear it for our PhD graduates. They have worked so diligent to find the path to better solutions in science. They're a reflection of the continued expansion and integration of the School of Medicine. This moment reflects something important about the future of Georgetown medicine, recognizing that discovery and compassion are inseparable. We can and must find the ways to bring health and hope and healing to all. And now amongst you exists the breadth of disciplines and the depth of knowledge to make it so. To our MD graduates, your compassion, your use of best evidence, it will shape the lives of our patients. To our PhD graduates, your discoveries will help shape what care can become. And together, this class defines the future of medicine. Among the 238 graduates, there are 213 MD graduates. All right, we can do that. There are 25 PhD graduates. There are 4 MD PhD graduates. Awesome. 4 MD MBA graduates. And 1 MD MS graduate. Now, as our PhD graduates prepare to come across the stage in the spirit of both free expression amongst us all and community, we ask that you respect the solemnity and joy of the stage walk. So your consideration ensuring that every graduate and family can fully enjoy the moment. That means your chairs come up quickly, but just in time for the next person's name to be called out. I'd now like to call Dr. Caleb McKinney, Senior Associate Dean for Training, Program Development, and Academic Innovation for Biomedical Graduate Education. He will now begin to present the individual candidates receiving their Doctors of Philosophy.
Michaela Dana Elizabeth Curtis, PhD in Biochemistry, Molecular and Cellular Biology, mentored by Dr. Stella Alamperti. Ron Tu, PhD in Biostatistics, mentored by Dr. Ming Tan and Dr. Al Yuan. Christy J. Agby, PhD in Neuroscience, mentored by Dr. Italo Macchetti. Tong Lee, PhD in Microbiology and Immunology, mentored by Dr. Marta Catalfamo. Matthew B. Amantri, PhD in Neuroscience, mentored by Dr. Catherine Conant. Mia Rose Coutinho, PhD in Neuroscience, mentored by Dr. Guinevere Eden. Florencia Martinez Adiego, PhD in Neuroscience, mentored by Dr. Max Reisenhuber. David J. McFall, PhD in Neuroscience, mentored by Dr. Patrick Forcelli. Rohith Bettina, PhD in Pharmacology and Physiology, mentored by Dr. Anna Regal. Megan Lynn Beaver, PhD in Pharmacology and Physiology, mentored by Dr. Rebecca Evans. Yus H. Berghausen, PhD in Pharmacology and Physiology, mentored by Dr. Tina Teen Ritlize. Katie S. Hummel, PhD in Pharmacology and Physiology, mentored by Dr. Catherine Conant. Joyce Wu, PhD in Pharmacology and Physiology, mentored by Dr. Alexei Ostromov. Mariam Abdus-Samad, PhD in Tumor Biology, mentored by Dr. Marta Catafalmo. Alexander Anthony Lacan, PhD in Tumor Biology, mentored by Dr. Louis Weiner. Luz Clarita Ruiz, PhD in Tumor Biology, mentored by Dr. Nagi Ayad. And now, Dr. Mary Furlong, Vice Dean for Medical Education, will present the individual candidates receiving their Doctors of Medicine.
Badr Ali Abdullah. Danielle Rebecca Abraham Halperin. Caroline Elizabeth Adams. Ritu Agarwal. Carlos Javier Aguilera. Sammy Gilman Alhamadi. Carmel Gatuhun Alamayu. Nadia Fazal Ali. Jaya Aishwarya Ananda Kumar. John Samuel Anderson.
Emma Sophia Antal. Francis Charles Mendoza Arreleo. Situ D. Arabindi, cum laude. Christina Asare. Khalil Nicola Ann Atkinson, cum laude. Philopatir Joseph Atalia. Leliane Ayanma. Austin Cecil Bacon. Monica Bapna. Samuel Barra Garcia. Margaret Lee Barnhorst, cum laude. Jesse Singh Basra. Enrico Batista, cum laude. Colin Patrick Begley. Masikar Memo Belina. Francisca Bermudez. Ashraf Boucher. Jasmine Kaur Bengo. Rama Bakina, cum laude. Corinne Bogle. Simone Danae Botts. Peter Jackson Bowling. Ryan Arthur Braun. McKenna Craig Elliott Brownell, cum laude. Jordan Bowie. Catherine Elon Burbank. Fan Xiao. Joshua Carreras. Danny Sala, magna cum laude. Manotri Chabal. Pranay Kumar Tarazia. Jordi Chavez Estrada. Emily Chen. Karbi Lena Chowdhury. Christine Eunyoung Chung. Emily Antoinette Clemente, cum laude. Kaiao Rauchi Kakit Nagamine. Amelia Saheki Kogan. Simone Therese Conde. Michael Malat Covell. Matthew Robert D'Antuano, cum laude. May Davis. Mazgana Dugnachu. Jessica Rose Daly. Christian Edward DeGroot, magna cum laude. Joshua Patrick DeClotz, magna cum laude. Madison Earl Delmer. Anushka Desai. Perry J. Diaz. John Robert DeBello. Jack Dowd. Connor James Doyle, magna cum laude. Brendan John Egan. Nihat Asayas. John Michael Etchert. Aluwa Darasimi Moyin Aluwa Fe Deibi Ernest Olasonia. Sarah Aspiras Fazakerly. Sammy Ferdozen. Callie Marie Fernandez. Zachary Fritz. Jacob Fercolo. Jessica Joseph Gabra. Human Gao, cum laude. Karina Shiv Garg. John Carter Garside, summa cum laude. Ryan Timothy Gensler, cum laude. Sweta Sai Gate. Griffith George Gosnell. Arshan Malek Gudarzi. Pratik Govindaraj. Margaret Ellen Greer, cum laude. Christopher Amin Gergis. Lauren Marie Ching Gergis. Ryan Hackett. Michael Hammer. Jennifer Jin Han. Samantha Helen Hank. Aaron Hendricks. Daniela Hernandez Ledesma. Adam G. Haddad. Cecilia Michelle Hidalgo. Laura Eliana Hidalgo. Margaret Halstead Hughes, cum laude. Jacob Richard Hum. Richard Hum. Naira Humayun. Heather Huo. Megan Batu Huyn. Tyler Huang. Oganiavo Frederick Ebive. Justin. Ibrahim Mohammed Ibrahim. Grace Yu Ji Im. Sainabu Jalot. Iwange Ite Tedu Merse Gia. Jessica Moonli Zhang. Kathleen Cecilia Kennedy Wood. Nasima Khan. Margot Soyeon Kim. Hyewon Kim. William Powers Knapp. Hanbek Kong. Amitash Kotwal. Xiao Anita Kwong. Christopher Liang. Winnie Wei Wei Lee. Shang Fu Thomas Lin, magna cum laude. Jonathan Michael Lopez. Matthew Edmund Luckman. Megan Catherine Leiden. Matthew Lindberg. Kelsey Joe Lyons. Zoe Rachel Majid. Aditi Mahajan. Mahaled Nega Mahmo. Madeline Elizabeth Ruth Marcel. Kristen Elizabeth Matthew. Arjun Mather, cum laude. Summer McLeod. Tanner Joseph McGowan, magna cum laude. Megan Evelyn McNamara, MD, PhD. William Allen Mashagna. Joseph Patrick Mullen. Hyung Jun Nam. George Leo O'Hara. Andy Oates. Caleb O. Nicholas Robert Olson, cum laude. Chikwaruza Isaac Oti. Joseph Giuseppe Ramil Paterzo, cum laude. Thomas Stephen Peacock, magna cum laude. Leanne Marie Perez da Silva. Marilyn Yusette Perez Badillo. Angela Teresa Perez Villalobos. Julia Aubrey Perry. Kevin Joseph Petrillo, magna cum laude. Nathaniel Ellis Aviento Pilar, cum laude. Tyrell Powell. Arya Mimi Prasad. Jacqueline J. Puo. Suditi Rahumatpura, magna cum laude. Sana Ghafoor Rahman. Rohan M. Rani. Dylan George Ratnaraja. Julian Ritchie, cum laude. Jasmine Danielle Rice. Christian James Rooney. Ariana Parto Roshan. Stella Haye Sung Ru. Sabrina Sadagian. Jacqueline Lynn Sandling. Madhumita Saravanan. David Saxon. Quinn Tolu Seau. Anuja Hamang Shah. Veronica Shaw. Tasneem Farouk Sheikh. Holly Day Sean. Sheila Sharifi. Sharin Mahmoud Sharika. Baruch Sharif. Longo Sachiza. George Sedaris. Suraj A. Singh. Isabel Anna Snee, magna cum laude. Gregory Adam Sniger. Henry Lee Stanton, cum laude. Thomas Patrick Sturrott. Luke Lawrence Stolfus, magna cum laude. Julie Su, cum laude. Alexandra Taylor. Satch Thacker. Shavani Tucker. Shankar S. Thru. Stephen Patrick Tagani. Lillian Mary Tower. Shaylin Eleanor Vandenberg. Sagar Vasundani, cum laude. Joyce Un Hua Huang, cum laude. Xue Huang. Anna Elise Wasserman, magna cum laude. Amanda Krista Wibben. Delicia Lauren Wicks. Allison Marie Willett. Helen William, cum laude. Zachary James Wilson, magna cum laude. Jerusalem Wagayo, cum laude. Jasmine Wong Chopra. Christopher Yu Huang Wu. Melissa Wu. Shi Young Shu. Elene Yihelgulashet. Dar Alexander Yaffe, cum laude. Amy Zhao. Kyle Patrick Zielinski. Michelle Nicole Zimmerman.
While our students are returning back to their seat, I wanted to share one of the traditions that we have in the School of Medicine is the graduating class elects faculty to put their hoods upon them, which you see off to my left. The faculty that were asked to do this were Dr. Princey Kumar, Dr. Stephen Ray Mitchell, Dr. Mega Fitzpatrick, Dr. Eileen Moore, Dr. Sarah Qureshi, and Dr. Nancy Barr. At a time when there is so many challenges in science, we are so blessed by our biomedical graduate education PhD students. I will ask you to all please stand, if you will. President Groves, as Executive Dean of the Georgetown University School of Medicine, I have the honor to present to you these candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. And please stay standing. This is your moment. These amazing scientists have been duly examined and recommended by the faculty. I therefore ask that you bestow on these students the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Congress of the United States and the Board of Directors of Georgetown University, I hereby grant to these candidates the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
And now, my friends, you can have a seat. Thank you so much. Will the medical students please stand? For the conferring of degrees, please remain standing after that as well, because then we'll do the oath of Hippocrates. President Groves, these amazing physicians-to-be, as Executive Dean of the Georgetown University School of Medicine, I have the honor to present them to you for the degree of Doctor of Medicine. They have been duly examined and recommended by the faculty. I therefore ask that you bestow upon these students the degree of Doctor of Medicine.
Well, are you ready? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Congress of the United States and by the Board of Directors of Georgetown University, I hereby grant to these candidates the degree of Doctor of Medicine.
Will our MD graduates please remain standing? Dr. Stephen Evans, Executive Vice President of Medical Affairs and the Chief Medical Officer of MedStar Health, will now administer the oath of Hippocrates. Dr. Evans.
I invite all physicians, all in the room, to please stand and join us in reading the oath. Medical graduates, please recite after me the oath of Hippocrates on page 239 in your program book. Please recite after me. I, Stephen Evans, solemnly promise to God Almighty that according to my ability and judgment, I will endeavor at all times to observe the stipulations of this oath, which through ageless tradition have governed the conduct of my predecessors in the profession which I am about to enter. Appreciating the benefits of the instruction accorded to me, I promise to esteem and revere the teachers who have trained me in the science and the art of medicine, to share my good fortune with them, and to relieve their necessities should want befall them. To all who are deserving, but to none who are unworthy. I will freely impart a knowledge of my science and art. I will adhere to the doctrine and prescribe the treatment, which my ability and judgment assure me are most beneficial for my patients. I will abstain from everything which may be harmful or dangerous to them. I will attempt no treatment which evidently requires training and skill superior to mine. With purity of purpose and holiness of life, I will practice my profession, my every word and deed, in the homes of my patients or in other places of treatment, will be directed solely to the welfare of these patients. With the help of God's grace, they will find no occasion in my speech and actions to disrespect my profession. Whatever I see or hear as I practice my profession, which should not be revealed, I will not divulge because such knowledge must remain secret. As long as I keep this promise, I hope to enjoy happiness in life, success in my profession, and the respect of my fellow men and women. But may the reverse be my lot if I should willfully violate any solemn word now given before God. Congratulations, the class of 2026.
Please be seated. I would now like to welcome President Groves to share final reflections with our graduates.
We're almost finished. Good afternoon. It is an honor for me to be with you all today in this moment of joy. A special word of thanks to our commencement speaker, Dr. Pellegrini. And Dr. Beauchamp, thank you for your leadership of our School of Medicine of the Health Sciences at Georgetown. Thank you so much. So we have just experienced a ceremony, a tradition that dates back 2 centuries. And although you graduates have been totally absorbed by the education within the medical center, you will forever be known as a Georgetown-educated physician and scientist. So I thought it might be a good idea to just reflect on what this university strives to attain. At Georgetown, we started when the nation started in 1789, and in a real way, we sort of grew up with it. We've been deeply attentive to the civic dimensions of our mission. Healy Hall, this iconic structure behind me, does not face the Potomac River. That would be a picturesque kind of presence. It faces the seat of our national government to signify the attention we pay to serving the nation. This perspective here we call people for others. It's a principle that has guided generations of Georgetown graduates. They've gone on to serve as civil servants, elected officials, physicians and healers, entrepreneurs, educators, and advocates. And we will continue forever to honor those who devote a significant portions of their life to service. And the world needs us right now. As we look around the globe, we see a world divided by polarization, conflict, violence, destruction. Further, in this country, the federal and state governments are redefining their relationship to higher education. In some cases, they are dictating curricular content. As our new alumni, I want you to know that as a Catholic and Jesuit university, Georgetown will vigorously defend our right to determine what we teach, how we teach, and whom we teach, and who teaches. So in the face of these attacks, we sometimes ask ourselves, why are we all here? And we've come to the conclusion that the best way to address this question is not to focus on what we do, but why we do what we do. And this is, in a sense, the why of Georgetown. You may know that since the 16th century, Jesuits have been sent around the globe, often single men, to a new country to build schools, often in areas that were quite hostile to those efforts. In this school, in 1789, we opened to all faiths, all religions. This was an attribute that was rare, only newly permitted in the state of Maryland, but then made permanent in 1791 by the First Amendment of the Constitution. We have maintained an openness to religious beliefs and people who have no religious beliefs at all. This openness is very significant. For some decades, the Catholic Church have asked the Jesuits to lead efforts at interreligious dialogue, bringing together groups with different beliefs. The Jesuits believe that when we encounter those of different faiths, cultures, and ideas, we come to know ourselves better and thereby become closer to God. Their work serves the greater glory of God and the welfare of humankind. So it makes sense at Georgetown that a sentence in our mission statement is that serious and sustained dialogue among people of different faiths, cultures, and ideas, promotes intellectual, ethical, and spiritual understanding. That's what we do here. So that is the why of Georgetown. We aspire to immerse ourselves in different beliefs, different ways of thinking and approaching the world and each other. In modern parlance, thought diversity. We believe that every person we encounter who's different from us is a gift to us because it allows us to learn. We treasure that because we believe that interaction with others, through interaction with others, we can enrich one another's life. So this why demands that we are devoted to free speech on this campus. Why is that? Well, we need to hear the voices of those other folks. Hence, Georgetown doesn't discourage or disinvite speakers with controversial views. How else could we learn new ways of thinking about the world? While we are devoted to free speech, we also know that hurtful speech threatens real dialogue between people. So we aspire to civil discourse while freely exposing ourselves to different perspectives. Our discourse here is about ideas. We strive to separate the attention to those ideas from the people espousing those ideas. In Jesuit fashion, we assume that others are acting with goodwill, and we focus on our collaborative joint understanding, search for truth. So the why of Georgetown demands that we train ourselves to listen. And I mean really listen to what others are saying. Now, in such an environment, some may claim that this is a cacophony of different views. But here we seek harmony in the diversity of ideas presented. In music, as you know, harmony requires different paths, different parts, distinct voices, all coming together. If everything were the same, we would have uniformity, not harmony. So in our classrooms, we learn not by clinging to what we think we already know, but by holding it deliberately in tension with new information, new perspectives. We acknowledge that our beliefs have to be tested, stretched, and refined. By incorporating the why of Georgetown over the years, Georgetown graduates have led in every sector of society, and we're counting on you to lead in yours. They are kings and prime ministers, elected government leaders, famous playwrights and actors, novelists, scientists, CEOs, spiritual leaders, and managers of soup kitchens. You, our newest graduates, are going to join this group. You join a world that needs everything you've been taught here: critical thinking, problem solving, working across differences, communication, a commitment to continuously learn, deep humility, the art of listening. As the future of our nation's healthcare workforce, you've completed a course of study and pursued clinical experiences and have focused deeply on the content that prepares you for the next step. Your paths may differ, but as a graduate of Georgetown, the call is the same for all of you: to use your skills in service to others, to advance collective goals, and to make room for every voice at the table. You should know that we are very, very proud of you. You have all the skills and energy to tackle the big problems, to heal and to serve. This is truly your moment. Thank you for sharing a bit of your life's journey with us. You are forever part of this community. So one more time to the class of 2026, congratulations.
If I could, President Groves has guided us through some of the most challenging times in higher education. Could I ask all of you to recognize President Groves? Our senior choir will now lead us in our alma mater. I invite alumni to join them. If the words have escaped any of you, they are printed in the back of your program. And then following the singing of the alma mater, Reverend James Shea, Director of Mission and Ministry of the Georgetown University Medical Center, will offer the benediction. Please stand.
Loving and gracious God, as we go forth, we pray a final blessing on these newly graduated physicians and scientists, on their loved ones, and on all gathered here in celebration. We thank you for all the gifts these graduates have received here and for all the gifts they've been to our Georgetown community. May they always use their learning and skills for your greater glory and the service of others. Make them grateful and generous, compassionate. Make them instruments of your healing, and touch their hearts with peace and joy today as we send them forth in your care. Amen.
A few more things I'd like to do. Please be seated. I know. I want to take you back to when I was 2 years old. I was speaking with our guest speaker last night at dinner, and he said everything here runs so on time, so well, so clearly. So what I would like us to do, can we recognize the staff who work so tirelessly? And then the final bit of equivalent applause is I would love first our graduates, our new PhD scientists from Georgetown, to stand and face the people that helped bring you here today. And let's all applaud for their families, supporters, loved ones. Thank you. Please be seated. We'll now ask our medical student graduates, our doctors, to turn and face their families. Thank you. Please be seated. Now, the final blessing that I have in standing up today is I actually get to represent the most dedicated faculty I've worked with in my entire journey. Their love for these students, the commitment for these students is absolutely inspiring, tireless, focused, and so caring. So as our final rousting round of applause, can we recognize them? And now if I can ask everyone to stand as we conclude. So please remain standing in place until the academic procession is completed. The university will hold the Law Center commencement here in about an hour. Out of consideration for those graduates and their guests, we ask you to depart the area after the progression. The 2026 commencement ceremonies of the School of Medicine are now officially closed.